Hey, what's up, family? Hey, today we're gonna do this video here. We're gonna title this one. What do we say we're gonna title it? Childhood behavior? Good. All right. And yo, before I get into this, I don't want none of y'all getting upset with me on this one, because we all been children at one point or another, and we've done things that was a nuisance to someone else, rather it's in our family or people that we're around. Now, as always, I love to give y'all a word of the day. And that's a simple one: nuisance. If you look it up, it simply just means the inconveniencing of someone else or annoying someone else. And I'm gonna give you my childhood behavior of when I was a nuisance on this one particular day. There's many other stories I can give, but I'm gonna give you this one. And this is dealing with church, so to speak. Not really, but kinda. Like I said, I gotta put another disclaimer in there. Everybody, at some point, most, because my wife claims she's an angel. Most of us, when we were children, we did something. We was bad, or we did something that annoyed someone. We was a nuisance to some degree. But anyway, let's get on with the story. So anyway, this one I was about in the 5th grade. So, I was about 10 years old. I was living with my sister. We lived uptown. And there was another family that lived above us, right? And the lady, she had 3 kids. She had 2 boys and 1 girl. Her oldest son was 1 year younger than me. So if I was 10, he was 9. The other brother, he was 8. And then he had a little sister. She was 6. Now, on this one particular, we hang out and stuff like that, but on this one particular day, they tried to convince me by the end of the week to come to church with them. I wasn't into no doggone church. So they was like, hey, little Junior, won't you come to church with us on Sunday? So I was like, what? Church? Please, man, I go to no church. And they was like, no, man, you'll like it. Our church is different. Man, we have fun at our church. And I was like, what? I don't go to no church. And then the other brother said, nah, man, he right. My brother right, though. At our church, it ain't like most churches. They have activities for the kids to do, man. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. Still, I was like, a nuisance. I was like, man, nah, forget that. I ain't going to no church, man. Yeah, that's for y'all. I ain't going to no doggone church. Forget church. And then all of a sudden, the other brother repeated again. He said, yeah, but Junior, another thing good about our church is we go with our grandparents. And already I was ready to shut him down, but then I just heard him out. He said, nah, we go with our grandparents. Man, after church, they take us anywhere we want to go. They take us out to eat when we leave the church. All of a sudden, my antennas went up. I was like, take us out to eat? I was like, what you mean? They said, man, they let us choose. We go anywhere after church. We go to McDonald's, Burger King, White Castle, Roy Rogers, anywhere, a diner, anywhere we choose. My grandmother and grandfather tell us to choose, and we go to anywhere we want to eat after church. So when they said that, I was like, oh, really? Y'all get to go to anywhere you want to eat? Being 10 years old, fast food restaurants was like a circus. That's all you thought about eating. So I said, okay, I'll go to church with y'all. I want to go to church. I ain't had no intention of going to church. I just want to get some free fast food. As a 10-year-old kid, normally think. That's all we think, fast food. So Sunday came, I went and got dressed with my best, whatever it was, and we went to church. Boy, oh boy, was I in that church fronting. I was in there all like, remember the Steve Martin when he was all like the jerk? Remember the movie where he was like, oh Lordy, oh Lordy? That was me in church, fronting my butt off. But anyway, all I was thinking the whole time we was in church, to be honest, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I gotta admit, it wasn't bad in church. Learned a little something. But as a 10-year-old kid, all I'm thinking about, man, when we get out of here, and I already prepped them. I said, man, tell them we want to go to Roy Rogers. I don't think it is no more Roy Rogers now, but back then it was. I said, tell them we want to go to Roy Rogers, man. And they was like, all right, that's where you want to go? I said, yeah, man, I want to go to Roy Rogers. They got the salad bar, and they got all this stuff. So they was like, all right, June, we're going to go to Roy Rogers. So they told their grandmother, and that's all I was thinking about. Man, we going to Roy Rogers. Sure enough, we got out of church. On this day, the grandmother took us to church. The grandfather didn't come. So she took us to Roy Rogers. And I said, wow, they wasn't lying. Anywhere they want to go. Man, I'm going to be going to church with them every week. Oh, I forgot to put one last thing in. This was about the 3rd time I went with them. Yeah, because the first time they told us and we went to a restaurant. Next time they told us we went to a restaurant. So it became a normal thing. I was getting free food every week. So now on this 3rd time I went with them, we at Roy Rogers. And we got our food and all this. And now we sit down to eat. Now remember, it's the grandmother, it's Vincent, James, and their sister Isha, and me. So it's 5 of us, right? So we sit down to eat. I gotta try to paint the picture for y'all to get it. So let's just say it was the grandmother sitting here, the one of the grandsons here, and the other grandson, and then the granddaughter. The granddaughter was sitting next to me. You know what I'm saying? So somehow we was all together. Just put it that way. Now here's something you gotta know about Roy Rogers. Back in the days, Roy Rogers, the way they had it on the table, they had a white plastic container that was your mayonnaise. Sometimes they wrote on it. Most of the time it wasn't even on it. But everybody knew the white one was mayonnaise. The red one was ketchup. Then they had a red orange looking one. Y'all know what that is. That's hot sauce, right? So, but it kind of look red, but it's a little bit orange, right? So anyway, as we all got our burgers, next thing you know, their little sister, remember, she's like 6. Remember, I'm 10. All of a sudden, she tapped me on the shoulder. She said, little Junior, which one of these is the ketchup? And me being a mischievous nuisance of a kid, remember like Jordan from Bernie Mac show. That's how I was. When she said, little Junior, which one of these is the ketchup? I started with that little snicker laugh, and I grabbed the orange looking one, and I gave it to her. I said, oh, this is the ketchup right here. Because I think at the time her grandmother had got up and went to the bathroom or went and got napkins or whatever. So it was just us. And somehow they wasn't paying attention either. And I said, oh, this is the ketchup. And I gave her the hot sauce. And this little girl, she opened up her hamburger. And I'm eating my burger all happy. And she took the hot sauce and she went, you know, like a typical kid would, put a lot of ketchup. She smothered it with hot sauce. Right? And then put the burger back on. And then she... And I'm sitting there cracking up, right? And then next thing you know, she's like, give me the juice, give me the soda. And that wasn't enough. Then she hit her grandma. She's like, Grandma, this sandwich is hot. And I'm still over there like, I done turned my back, I'm eating, I'm like... And then the grandmother, when she grabbed her burger, she said, girl, what did you do? What you put on there? She said, I put ketchup. She said, why the burger hot? And then the grandmother put her finger on the sauce on the burger, and she's like, girl, that's hot sauce. Why would you put hot sauce on there? And then the little girl, innocently, you know, she ratted me out. She said, because little Junior told me that was ketchup. Immediately, the grandmother looked at me with that look on her face and was like, you told her that this was ketchup? I was like, oh, I didn't know. She said, boy, my little grandbaby could have got sick. She said, that's it. Everybody get this stuff. We going home. And obviously, she was talking to them on the side. It was a quiet ride back from Newark to Elizabeth. It was quiet. But I know when I got out of the car, they all stayed in the car. So obviously, she was prepping them, telling them how much, I don't like that boy. I don't like that boy. He's a nuisance. Remember, that's the word of the day. To inconvenience someone or be very annoying. She's like, I don't like that boy. Matter of fact, from now on, obviously, she told him, he can't come with us no more. I don't even want to see his face. And I knew this was being said because later, her brother James told me. He said, yo, man, why you do that to my sister? I said, what you talking about, man? He said, man, stop acting stupid, man. Why you give her the hot sauce? I said, man, I thought it was ketchup. And he said, man, you knew it was hot sauce. Why you do that, man? She could have got sick. I said, come on, man, it was just hot sauce. What's the big deal? He said, man, see, that's why my grandmother don't want you coming with us no more. She said, you can't come with us no more, man, because she said she don't even like you no more. I was like, what? Man, it was just a joke. He said, man, forget that, man. You ain't never coming with us no more. You just messed up. I said, what? I can't get no... all I was saying in my head, man, I done messed up my fast food deal, man. I got a fast food deal, y'all. I done messed it up all on a joke. But even the other brother, he's like, man, little Junior, man, that's messed up, man, that you did that. Man, my grandmother can't stand you now. And sure enough, it was weeks after that. I remember every once in a blue moon, she would show up. And whenever she would show up, if I was outside on the porch or something, she would give me that look. You know how old people, they'll give you that look like, I can't stand that damn boy. You know, like they twitching their eye keep jumping. Like when she see me, it was like, I can't stand that damn boy. That boy's a damn nuisance. But hey, listen, like I said in the beginning of the video, it was a childhood behavior thing. It was a childhood thing, me being a kid. It ain't like I was just always a jerk off. I was a kid doing what kids do. Like I said, Jordan from the Bernie Mac show, he always doing reckless stuff. I was just being a kid, so don't be mad at me about that. It's just a part of growing up. You realize that was wrong. It may have been funny to me, but it was wrong. It may have been cracking up, but it was wrong. Just being a child. A lot of y'all, I'm sure y'all got stories like that too, where you did stuff that was mischievous to piss off your parents, your sister, your brother, whoever. Just being a kid, part of growing up. Peace.